Hello. Past few days been a sad time for me. Uh, Recently, in the news, you saw one of my Marine brothers was killed. He was ran over by a ninja scumbag who we're going to go over here real soon. But it's a sad day. One, any lost life is sad, but it's sad because also he was a former Marine such as I am, and he was a law enforcement officer. He was killed. His life story was ended in the line of duty. He was just basically guiding traffic, and some slimeball just picked him out and ran him down. And it's always sad to me, heartbreaking when when a law enforcement officer passes away at the hands of, you know, gets killed. And the thing is law enforcement officers, they don't get the praise they really truly deserve. You got to think about it. Street police, or police in general, they deal with the worst of society on a daily basis. Every day they see the worst of society and they deal with the worst of society on a daily basis, and they get very little gratitude. Not putting any workers down. I appreciate all workers in the world. But you think about it. We give fast food workers, cashiers, say anything, any worker on this planet, every worker, anybody on this planet, the homeless, street bums, woman, whatever, they get more respect than we give our law enforcement. And that's heartbreaking. Now, a lot of people do give love and respect to law enforcement. I will say that there are a lot of people that get discounts and free coffee, and they're welcome with open arms from a lot of people. But there are people too that treat them worse than anything. And there are a first wall of safety from some very bad people out on this earth. So when something bad happens to a law enforcement officer, it really gets me down. They risk their lives. And personally, I don't think they get enough pay and benefits for what they do. And they're keeping us safe from the worst people on this planet. I can go on, but we're going to go on. Now, the one that just recently was killed here is 57-year-old Ray Henderson Jr. And this is him right here. He was he was unfortunately run over by a slime ball. People were saying that he was a good guy. This guy who did this is not a good guy. Good guys don't do things like this. And this is a little bit about him. You see, this is where he was run down. And they put up a mural, and you can see the pictures here they got of him. This was a man with his dog and stuff like that. Like I said, it's really heart wrenching when things like this happen. You see all the police there at the scene of the crime and stuff like that. And you see these people here, they're consoling each other, black, white, Hispanic, all Americans just console each other because it's really a sad day and a sad occasion. And what all this stems from is uh, the guy on the left. This is where it all started. Was his name is he's 18 years old, Ryan Hinton. And a few days ago, he was caught in a stolen car and with a stolen gun. He ran and they're saying he turned towards the officer, but either way, we'll get into it in a minute. But that's what started. And on the right is his father. He was the one that ran over that police officer. He's just as bad as his son. I'm going to get into it because it really ticks me off. All right, let's see here. All right, this is the incident that started it all. Basically, what happened was now the father is 38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. But what happened was his son, Ryan Hinton, they're in Cincinnati, Ohio. Ryan and three other of his comrades, they went to Kentucky and they stole a car. And not only did they steal a car, they stole a gun. He stole a gun. And it was this 40 caliber pistol right here. And it has an extended magazine. And I don't know if you're familiar with firearms or not. A 40 caliber is a serious round. And I don't know if you can see it in this picture. This is a hollow point. These are hollow point rounds. So what a hollow point does is once it pierces you, once it gets inside your body, it basically explodes into small pieces, cutting you up some more. It's a serious round. And then it being a 40 caliber, it's a bigger round. It's a larger round too. So it's serious stuff. So what happens is they stole it in the car in Kentucky. They drove it back to Cincinnati, I believe it's Cincinnati, and they park in a park, go to sleep overnight, and the next day they're found by police. The police encounter them. They run. Now Ryan, he drops the pistol. He drops the pistol on the ground when the police, tell everybody, please hold it, freeze, whatever. They all jump out the car. Ryan jumps out of the car, drops his pistol. What does he do? He picks it back up, runs, and runs into a dumpster. And when he comes out on the other side, the police officer has no choice but to shoot. Let's see here. Going to get into it. I'm going to watch this video real quick, and I'll explain it more. Go. Let's go back a little bit. All right, let's try here. Now, see, this is where now they say graphic images, but it's not too bad, but it's still bad. But here you go. You're going to see this. They're all sleeping in this car.
He's got a gun. He's got a gun on your right. On your right. He's got a gun.
That's from one angle. Now, see, this is another angle. Now, this is him when he drops the weapon on the ground. He drops it on the ground and picks it back up. Now, what do most people do, especially if they're caught by the police? Are they going to pick that? They're going to haul butt. They're not going to pick it back up. He had no good intentions. That's why he picked it back. Let's go on. Let's continue. There he is with the gun in his hand.
Go.
And then it goes on from there. And again, this is the gun. That is a serious weapon. And then what happens next is, he passes away. His family's contacted. They go to the police station. Police show them the video and they watch it for about an hour and a half to go over it and everything. And then what happens is the father leaves the police station, sees that police officer, Officer Henderson, and runs him over. Now they're trying to paint this guy as heartbroken, this, that, and the other. But my thing is, this is the question I ask, because you'll see pictures of what's his name, Brian, trying to paint him as some little angel. No, he wasn't. He's 18 years old. Was he in boot camp in the military? No. Was he coming home from Sunday school in Knickerbockers? No. Was he at work, coming home from his job or going to his job? Well, no. Was he in college? No. He wasn't doing it. He was in a stolen car. They all stole the car. Him and his three other friends stole the car and the pistol, and they were going to sleep. And they brought it back and then slept in the park. Now, if this, and then they're saying this father was loving and concerning. Now, if this father was so loving and concerning, why didn't his father prevent him from stealing the car in the first place? Why didn't he find out where his son was that night? What are you doing, son? Where are you? Why aren't you back home? Why aren't you doing this and that? No, he didn't. He didn't do anything. He didn't do any of that. Not until after it was too late. He still didn't do it. He still didn't do it. He's in court grinning and stuff like that, smirking. And it's really crazy. And my thing is, the father is worse than the son. And the reason I say that is because he also has a wife and other children. Now, you all have friends and you know people. All children are not going to be perfect, especially if you have multiple children. There's a chance that one of them might not turn out to not be so good. And from what I'm seeing, I think Ryan was the baby, was the youngest. So you know how the baby children they can turn out sometimes. But his father, what's his name, Mr. Rodney here, he's worse. And the reason I say that is because he has a wife, he has other children, other family members. They're already grieving and trying to deal with the loss of Ryan. And this fool here, he makes it worse. Now he's going away. And not only that, any responsible father, no matter what your child does, of course you're going to be heartbroken and stuff like that. But a lot of us, if it happened to us, which it wouldn't, but if it did, we'll have to accept the fact that's the life that child chose. And he knew that. He knew that. This isn't like a big surprise. He knew that his son was a problem, probably been a problem for a long time, and it was heading this direction. And he gets on my nerves more because he didn't even think about his family. Now that family loses him. He had a job, so now they don't have him providing for them. They don't have him there for support. He's made things that much worse for his family. He's not going to work anymore. He can't support them financially. He can't support them or be there for them in any kind of way. He's a disgusting guy. All because he couldn't accept the fact that his son chose the life that he chose and he paid the price for it. And a lot of us out in this world, we know that if we would never make an innocent person pay for what one of our loved ones did. And as a man, as a father, the first thing we always think about, responsible fathers, they always think about their family. This guy didn't think about anybody but himself, what he was feeling. And he had it deep within him. I see where his son got it from because this guy had that deep within him. You got to be an evil person to do that, to run somebody down, a police officer that's out there trying to protect you, and you run him down. He's a disgusting guy. And of course, you got the other ninja. He's a ninja. He's a freaking ninja to his core, to his bone. And then you got the other ninjas out there in the court yelling at the police officers. The police officers are standing there in solidarity, black and white, all men and women. They're all standing there because they lost one of their brothers. They're standing in the courthouse. They're just standing there. That's it. They're not bothering the man. They treat man. I hate to call him a man, but they're treating him fairly well. They're not doing anything to him, as you can see here. They're all there. Men, women, black, white, all there to show solidarity for their brother in law enforcement. And look at this scumbag just grinning and smirking, and he's speaking soft. I think he might have a little sweetness in his blood too. But the guy is disgusting, and the ninjas out there sending him money. Ninjas, whites, whomever, everybody who supports this guy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself because the guy is a slime ball. Like I said, not only did he end this officer's life, he left his family in their most hour of need, their hour of greatest need. He's not there. And now their life is going to get that much worse. It's just a disgusting thing. And I'm going to try to leave this link for Officer Henderson's obituary, where you can send flowers or light a candle or say something nice. If I can't, you can look it up. It's in echovita.com, 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 and you can look up the link and send flowers or what have you. I'm sorry, I'm just really distraught and I'm really disgusted because, of course, the liberal news media is trying to paint us all in the picture that we support this piece of shit, and we don't. He is a piece of shit. His son chose that life, and the officer was right when he did. He had no choice but to shoot that young man. He had no choice. The guy, because think about it. Most people, if you encounter law enforcement, they tell you to put your weapon down or get them up and you run. You're going to drop whatever you have. You see it all the time on TV. Drug dealers get caught, they run, they throw drugs out the car, they throwing everything off of them so they don't get caught with it. What did this guy do? He picks up the gun and runs again. So what do you expect to happen? So was the officer supposed to wait until the kid runs for cover and starts firing back, or wait till he gets shot? No, he did the right thing. He did the right thing. This young man chose that path. He paid the price. Period. And as far as father, like I said, his father's worse because he just abandoned his family. He didn't think about anybody but himself. He's a piece of shit. And I hope they put him away. And if they put him to sleep, even the better. So that's it for now. And like I said, I will try to leave the link for Officer Henderson's obituary. And I will see you all next time. Take care. Be safe out there. And see you next time.